seated, please, now, session, turn of the cell phone.
During the conclusion of the trial, we call up Mr. Brian Walshe, Norfolk County, 2023-0091. Counsel, please welcome that.
Good morning, Your Honor. Greg Conner for the Commonwealth.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ann Yaz for the Commonwealth. Good morning, Your Honor. Tracy Cusick for the Commonwealth.
Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. Kelly Porges on behalf of Mr. Walsh.
Good morning, Your Honor. Larry Tipton for Mr. Wolf.
Welcome to all of you. Just give me a minute. Sorry for the late start. All right.
You are unmuted.
Sorry, Your Honor. This is a screenshot that the government took from the video they initially wanted to introduce, specifically and solely just to show a particular carpet in the Walsh home. We agreed on a screenshot. However, this screenshot, frankly, is just as inflammatory as the video. There's certainly more ways to crop this photograph. We've also been more than willing to stipulate that the rug in question was originally in the Walsh home in that room. I don't think we need this particular picture in this case in front of the jury to serve the purpose they need it to serve.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would suggest not inflammatory. It simply is, what we've done is after you made a recommendation of doing a screenshot, we took the initial image of the video and put that on there. It clearly shows the rug, the victim.
Is there any other part of the video, I don't remember because it's been a while since I've looked at it, that includes Anna without the child?
No, I believe it's her with it.
Because I remember that the child falls off. He sits on her head. Are there other parts of the video that you can crop back so that you're showing just her in the rug and not one of the children?
I will look, Your Honor. My memory is it doesn't work that way because the other two children are there and they're walking in and out of the frame.
Okay. But there may be just a picture where it's just her and somebody's feet. Why don't you look at that and see? An alternate would be to, as I did in my chambers, take a piece of paper and just across the band where the child is most dominant, or alternately, I am sure that somebody, well above my capabilities, but I'm sure that somebody could edit out the child entirely.
So just so we understand, the position is to try and keep the children out of it entirely.
I think that the Commonwealth is entitled to show the jury the rug, even if the defendant is willing to stipulate to it. But I want to do it in the least inflammatory way as possible. Okay. And so if there's a better alternative, and I think there might be, but again, I haven't watched it in a while. And by better alternative to me, that's a video or a still, excuse me, that shows the rug and Anna, and less of, if not, any children.
I mean, Your Honor, if you just even cut that picture in half.
Well, you know, if you excise the child from the photo, it just looks like she's on her back doing like a yoga move or something. I don't know.
I'll be honest, I don't love that either. And I don't,
well,
I mean, there's a way just to, it doesn't need to be a giant photograph, particularly, I understand they have a right to put on their case, but we're not going to cross-challenge or say this is not the rug. So all they really need to do is establish a photograph of the rug in the home.
Well, I said this and I'll say it a couple of times. The Commonwealth has the burden. The Commonwealth, within the rules and within the bounds, gets to show their case, present their case as they wish. And having this visual of her on the rug has an impact. I would like to make it more neutral without the child in there. And so see if you can work on that.
I will, Your Honor.
While I'm talking about things that you should work on, Madam Clerk, that back. I want you to look at the William Fasto text messages with the following in mind, because it's likely where I'm going to draw the line, although I'll hear from you. I've read your pleadings. I think there is classic state of mind evidence in those, embedded in those. In particular, well, there's different places where it is, but there's probably the most classic is where there's a comment by Anna after she's giving him some parenting advice, and she says, you know, something to the effect of, I shouldn't be giving any parenting advice. My life is completely messed up. You know that exchange?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's likely coming in as state of mind evidence. But there's a lot of other stuff in there where they're talking back and forth about child rearing things that I think is irrelevant to the jury's fact finding. So I'm going to put it back on the Commonwealth today to pair that back to what you think is relevant and state of mind evidence. Relevant otherwise and possibly state of mind evidence.
Understood.
All right. And then the defense can argue with regard to that, but I think there's some pretty classic state of mind evidence embedded in those texts. And it also raises the issue, which we've discussed a number of times throughout the case. What are the reasonable inferences that can be drawn from the statements that Mr. Walsh made in, I think it's at least 3 separate spots of his now played to the jury interviews with regard to what he was or was not seeing. And by that I mean trying to be as clear with you as I can. He says at least 2 times, once on the 7th, at least once on the 7th, or twice on the 7th, and once on the 8th. He is asked about the evening's events, and he ties Anna sending a text message to William Fastow to when Thomas went to bed. And we know from the Fastow text messages that that was sent at 10:07. His memory was good. The kid went to bed sometime between 10 and 10:30. So we know from his own statements that he knew that Anna sent that to Will Fastow that night. So it seems to me that there's one of 2 reasonable inferences that can be drawn from those statements of the defendant. One is that he knew it because he observed her texting the message in the kitchen or in the family room, wherever they were when she sent that message. Can you argue that that's unlikely in light of what the other contents of the evening's texts were? That is, if Anna were having an affair, and she was, with William Fastow, would you be showing your husband the texts that you're sending? The other inference is that he knew of it also because he was, as he said, I'm getting her messages. And so you're going to have vastly different views on what the reasonable inferences the jury can draw from that evidence. But as an evidentiary ruling as to whether it comes in or not, I want you to be focused on those comments on the 7th. I think there's another comment on the 8th, and either in the earliest of interviews, either the 4th or the 5th, there's a comment with regard to where he says somehow her messages are showing. I don't know how. It's it's a more generalized comment. I know you're going to make the iMessenger argument, and I cut you off from that yesterday, frankly, because I think that's for the jury to decide what that meant, and not for any witness to decide for the jury what that meant. All right, the other things I want to talk about. I have not given this jury a consciousness of guilt instruction. And many times yesterday I was thinking, when? And you're not asking for it, and I understand why you're not asking for it, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same page with regard to why I haven't given it yet. It seems to me that both the Commonwealth and the defense are being scrupulous in your description of the searches, in the sense of you both refer to whoever the user of the device was making these searches. And that the witness has, I presume, been coached appropriately, I don't mean it in any pejorative way,
Thank you.
to say the user of the computer did these searches and not the defendant did these searches. If it was that the defendant did these searches, the consciousness of guilt instruction would have been given some time ago. Now, what sort of, I don't want to say muddies the water, but the defense opened on the fact that the defendant lied to the police. It seems to me that as soon as you believe that link has been made between the other conduct of either concealing the evidence in this case, the defendant concealing, not the user concealing, the defendant concealing the evidence in this case, or the defendant lying to the police. I know you opened it on it, but the evidence before this jury doesn't include your opening. But when it becomes apparent to the jury that the defendant lied to the police, or the defendant is the person who was doing those searches, the consciousness of guilt instruction should be given. And I'm either going to do that sua sponte or at your urging. And your version of when that becomes apparent and when mine might be different. So raise it with me if you think I'm missing out on something. Do you understand?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense?
I understand what you said, Judge. Will be objecting, but I would wonder before you gave it, if you could just either give us a copy or the specific conscious of guilt.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to go fancy. I'm happy to look at it. Why don't you come over here? It's just this. morning.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Counsel, can I just see you for one more second? There's something else I do want to say.
Here. All representative, the Honorable Justice Manfred Justice, Norfolk Superior Court. Try near with your attention, shall be heard. Go to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Supreme Court. Please be seated with your cell phones.
Good morning, jurors, and welcome back. Jurors, will start today with the 4 questions. Jurors, were you able to comply with my order that you not go on any social media and that you not go on any news media? Were you able to comply with my order that you not speak to anyone about the case? And were you able to comply with my order that you not do any research about the case? And you all still have open minds? Those 4 questions all answered in the affirmative by all 16 jurors in the box. We're ready to begin today's work. We can have the witness back on the stand. Trooper Bavarian, where are we now? Morning. Just Trooper, you understand you're still under oath?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may be seated.
Thank you.
And you may proceed.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
So just a couple of recaps here. That binder that's been marked as Exhibit 79, the binder of the history that you included of the MacBook Gray device, we can all agree it contains 3,677 records as you defined them yesterday.
Yes, well, half technically because they're duplicates. Shows the first one from the parsed and the second one from the carved, but they're the same record. So it'd be about, 1,800-ish, realistically.
I don't understand your answer.
So if you look at the binder, it shows one record, say record number 1, shows the information, the parsed information, and then this record number 2 shows carved. It's the same date and time stamp, the same information, just a different location in the database. So it's almost duplicated.
Okay. Here's my question.
Yes.
In the binder that's been marked Exhibit 79, you listed 3,677 records.
Yes.
And it totals 1,034 pages.
I'll take your word. I don't have it in front of me, but yes.
Do you have a copy of it?
I don't up here with me now.
Mustn't have gone far. We can find it.
Sure.
Thank you. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yesterday, you testified to the binder that was admitted as Exhibit 80, and that was regarding the iPad Mini.
Yes.
It involved 2 separate extractions.
Same extraction, but 2 different versions of the software, yes.
Wasn't it labeled Extraction 1 and Extraction 2?
I didn't label it that, but that's how it is labeled, yes.
In any event, it's clear now, isn't it, based on your forensic analysis, that the searches that were found on the iPad Mini were not conducted on the iPad.
Yes, that is correct.
That you used the term sync yesterday, right?
Yes, that is correct.
And you used the word sync in the context of the searches based on your forensic analysis originating on the Gray MacBook.
That is correct.
And when we say sync, and when you say sync, it means that, in part, that no one manipulated that iPad Mini with regards to all the searches that this jury's heard about.
That's correct, yes.
You told us yesterday that there are multiple records, as you defined it, records in this Exhibit 79 that have the same timestamp, correct?
For this binder here, the 79?
Exhibit 79, yes, sir.
Yes, that's correct.
And you told us specifically, if I heard you right, that does not mean that there were multiple searches with the identical timestamp, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And it does not mean that the website that's referred to in each one of those duplicate records, it doesn't mean that that website was visited twice.
Unless the visit count says twice, then yes, but like I said, that parsed and carved record, there's the same record of the same thing that happened, just different spots pulled from the database. So,
and you did not, in what's been marked Exhibit 79, you did not indicate to whoever looks at Exhibit 79 what were those duplicate records.
I did.
How'd you do that?
I spoke with the prosecution, or the ADAs, and explained what this is and how it parses out the data and when it prints out.
What I'm asking you, though, is when someone opens up that book, and let's just say someone like a juror, when they open up that book, there's nothing to indicate to them out of those 3,677 quote records which one is duplicated and which one is not.
Well, I just testified to it now and also on direct, and it also shows in the book the same date and time stamp, and I explained the parsed and carved records.
Yeah,
I don't have a paper written report, if that's what you're trying to infer.
You don't have a what?
Paper written, handwritten report, if that's what you're trying to infer.
I'm really not trying anything. I'm just asking you that if someone were to look at those 3,677 records, there's no term used that says this is a multiple, this is a duplicate of record 1 or record 2. It says nothing like that in the book, does it?
Objection.
You can answer.
I don't fully, so you're asking if there's something that says that one's a duplicate and one's not?
I've asked, yes, that's what I'm
Okay.
asking.
By the same date and time stamp in the record, and as I explained, the parsing card, but I don't know if there's anything, like there's no key guide that says what it is.
Okay.
If that's what you mean.
And yesterday you also told us about something called redirects, correct?
Yes.
And that a redirect means that the computer or the device on its own, with the software, with the browser, redirected the user to another website.
When they click on a website, it can redirect, yes.
Okay. And it's the device and the software operating within the device that determines a redirect. It is not the user.
That is correct.
And you don't have anything in this 3,677 records. You don't have, we'll use your reference, an index or anything to indicate the reader of this Exhibit 79 what are redirects and what are not.
That's correct.
And you have no idea how many, quote, redirects occurred or occur within this Exhibit 79.
Just the few that I saw. So I don't know. I don't have an exact number.
Okay. You would agree that with regards to Exhibit 79, that there was no activity on the gray MacBook between 3:50 a.m. and 4:52 a.m.
On what day?
January 1st of 2023.
Again, I'd have to double check. I remember there was Gmail usage around the 3 a.m. points, and then 4:52 there was some searches, but I don't know if there's anything in that time frame in between.
What, if you will, sir, maybe you could check.
Counsel, can I see you at the side of the bench?
Did you find that?
Yes, I have it here, sir. Thank you. Yes, you're correct. 3:50 a.m. is record 1947, and then the following record is 1948, 4:52 a.m.
Yesterday, you testified that you recalled, or you thought you recalled, references to William Fasto within the MacBook data.
That's correct.
Do you know where that is?
No, I don't.
Can you indicate, well, you just said no, you don't. Trooper Guarino, if I represented to you that there is absolutely no reference to William Fasto within these 3,677 records, would you agree with that?
I don't know. I don't remember. I remember seeing it somewhere, but I don't know if it was in the MacBook. There's, like I said, a lot of data.
It's fair to say, isn't it, that your examination of exhibit that's contained in Exhibit 79, there's no indication that that MacBook and any user of that MacBook ever accessed Anna Walsh's iMessages?
Her iMessages? No, I never saw any indication of that.
I'm going to refer you to page 555, record 2055.
What record number you said? 2055?
2055.
Okay, got it.
And that search query is what is disposal of dead bodies?
That's correct.
There's no reference to murder in that query, correct?
That's correct.
And that query occurred at 6:36:18, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm going to refer you to page, stay on that same page, page 555, record 2057.
Okay.
That occurred at 6:36:22.
Yes.
And it regards body disposal options.
Yes.
No reference to murder, the word murder, correct?
That's correct.
Turning to the next page, 556, record 2059. That occurred at 6:36:30, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
The search query involves cool ways to be buried, correct?
That's correct.
There's no reference to murder, correct?
That's correct.
Page 557, record number 2061.
Okay.
That occurred at 6:36:33,
Yes.
and it's a query of above ground burial options, correct?
That's correct.
And there's no reference to murder.
Yes, that's correct.
Yesterday, you did testify to some search queries that did include the word murder, correct?
That's correct.
And you would agree that these searches that we're talking to the jury about today, they began at 4:42 on January 1st of 2023.
452, but yes.
4:52. The first time the term murder was introduced in these searches was at page 596, record 2185. That's correct, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't memorized all of these, as you can
No,
tell.
I know you're looking.
But what record number you said?
Okay. Page 596, record 2185.
Yes, I have that here. I
And
see
that,
it.
okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I thought you.
I was just going to say, I see it here. I don't know. I believe there's any other things with murder in the keyword search prior.
I'm sorry?
I don't know if there's any other words with keyword searches for Google with the word murder in it prior to this one. Again, like I said, I haven't memorized all of these records. It's quite a bit of them.
Well, if I represented to you that the first time the word murder appears in these searches is at page 596, record 2185, would you agree with me?
I see it here, so I can just take your word for it.
Okay. And that occurred at 11:28:43 a.m.
Yes, that's correct.
So the first time the word murder appeared in all these records was approximately 6 hours after these searches began.
Again, I'd have to take your word for it, but it seems that.
And that search that we just talked about, the search at 596, record 2185, the one we just spoke about, that occurred right after a search at 595, record 2181, where the query is best way to dispose of body parts quietly.
That's correct.
And that occurred at 11:27:56 a.m., correct?
Yes.
So yesterday I asked you some questions about the use of additional terms to get a different search result. You remember those questions?
Yes, sir.
And that is one example in Exhibit 79, where first a search query did not use the word murder, and then it did use the word murder to get different results, correct?
I can't speak to the user's frame of mind when they're searching for something. I can just say yes or no to what the data shows. So those search terms have it, some don't. That I can't speak to why someone is searching what they're searching.
You testified yesterday, and I'm going to give you a cite, page 694, record 2507. If you can turn to that.
Yeah, sorry.
Page 694, record 2507.
Okay.
And that has to do with a query about hard drive removal.
Yes.
Correct? It's fair to say that tell us when that search occurred.
January 2nd, 2023 at 2:01:19 a.m.
Now, you're aware of the fact that certain devices, all made by Apple, were first turned over voluntarily to the police on January 6th of 2023.
No, that's not true.
You would agree that certain devices were turned over to the police on January 6th of 2023.
Yes, certain devices were.
And when those devices were turned over, those devices were examined, correct?
Yes, they were.
And all the hard drives were intact in all those devices.
Well, yes, they were.
And there was no evidence that any of the hard drives had been tampered with, correct?
Well, the products that we were
Was
given-
there any evidence that the hard drives in any of those devices turned over on January 6th had been tampered with?
They don't have standard hard drives that a PC has. They have different hard drive types. They're soldered onto the motherboards of these devices.
So there was no evidence that anything had been tampered with.
That's correct for these chips.
And then you're aware of the fact that then on January 8th, strike that. Let me ask that again. Those devices that were turned over on January 6th were returned to Mr. Walshe on January 7th.
Yes, that's correct.
And then those same devices that were first turned over on January 6th were seized on January 8th or thereafter.
On January 8th, yes.
And additional devices were also seized on January 8th.
Yes, they were.
And one of those devices that was seized on January 8th was this gray MacBook, correct?
Yes, sir.
The gray MacBook whose data appears in Exhibit 79.
Yes, sir.
And there was no evidence after a forensic examination of all the devices now in the possession of the state police that none of the hard drives had been tampered with.
Like physical tamper with, sir? Like physically or like trying to take them apart?
That's one
Yes.
question. We'll do it that way. Physically?
Other than the damage to the devices, no, there was no tampering, like screws missing that I saw.
And when you say the damage to the devices, are you talking about the one iPad mini that was cracked?
Yeah, well, and the screen on the gray MacBook, the display itself was not broken, but the LCD screen had like a flicker. It didn't work perfectly.
And none of that affected the data within those devices?
No, that's correct.
Yesterday you testified with regards to a search history search at page 888, record 3127.
All right, I have 888. Which one?
Record 3127.
Okay.
That search occurred on January 3rd of 2023, correct?
That's at 7:30 p.m.
At 7:38, correct?
That's correct.
And that search involved, can police get your search history without your computer, correct?
That's correct.
And once again, without repeating the same question, all those computers and iPhones and iPads were turned over on various dates, January 6th and January 8th and thereafter.
That's correct.
And you're unaware that any other computer or any other iPad or any other cell phone had been destroyed or otherwise disposed of.
Just one cell phone.
Okay. And the search history on all of these devices that were turned over, it was all intact, wasn't it?
Yes, the devices that were either turned over or seized during the warrant were.
And in your forensic analysis of all these devices, you did not see any evidence that anyone tried to remove, delete, or otherwise change the search history contained on these devices.
That's correct.
Yesterday, you testified to cell phone history search, and that's at page 904, record 3184.
Yep, I have it.
And you're aware of the fact that Mr. Walsh was interviewed beginning on January 4th, correct?
I don't remember the exact days. I got involved in the case on the 6th, but I know he was spoken with prior to that.
That query, that search query that we just talked about, page 904, record 3184, that was conducted on January 4th at 8:55 a.m., correct?
That's correct.
But as you sit here today, you're not sure when Mr. Walsh was first interviewed by the law enforcement at his home.
That's correct.
Are you aware of the fact that he was not just interviewed once on January 4th, but twice? Are you aware of that? Were you ever, I guess your answer is no.
That's correct. I don't know.
Are you aware of any dates that Mr. Walsh was in fact questioned or interviewed by the police at his home prior to his arrest?
I just know it was prior to the 6th.
In any event, in all of the devices that you did in fact forensically examine, you saw no evidence that any user tried to destroy any cell phone history as it applied to the cell phones, correct?
To Mr. Walsh's?
Yes.
That's correct.
Now, my understanding from your testimony yesterday is that you did not specifically conduct a full examination of any of the iPhones that were seized.
That's correct.
That would be Trooper Connor Keefe.
That's correct.
A user that uses these devices can delete information, can't they?
To a point.
But the fact of the matter is that those forensic tools that you use, Celebrite, Magnet Gray, Axiom, when you run the data that you extract from a device, that software can detect where a deletion occurred.
As I said, to a point.
It's fair to say that in your examination of the MacBook, device 3, and in all of those records in Exhibit 79, there's no indication that any data had been deleted.
I didn't see anything glaring.
Yesterday, you talked about the Chase account login data, and specifically the Chase login data that occurred on December 27th of 2022. Do you recall that?
Vaguely.
I refer you to page 259, record 951.
Thank you. What was the page again? 259, you said?
259.
Thank you. All right, I have it.
And you would agree with me that that particular activity, the Chase login, that extended up to and including record 1026, found at page 279.
Okay. Yep, I have it.
And it's fair to say that you do not know what was reviewed during that Chase login.
No, I do. I can see right here. So it goes, each URL, if you go into it, shows dashboard, overview accounts. There's another one that shows dashboard authorization, his when he signed out.
Do you know the details of what he viewed?
What was actually in his account? No.
Okay.
I just know that the headers for the Chase accounts that he was at.
So you don't know if the user was looking at balances, deposits, anything like that. You just know that he logged in to the Chase account.
Yes, whatever covers under the account overview or his login information, that's all I can tell. I don't know if he made transactions or...
And you do not know if there are multiple accounts associated with that Chase login.
That's correct.
I'm going to refer you to page 906, record 3195. Are you there yet?
No, you got me going from one end to the other. All right.
2195?
3195?
Okay. 3195. Okay, have it.
That's another Chase login, isn't it?
That's correct.
Occurred at 3:58:26 p.m. on January 7th, correct?
Yes, sir.
And now I'm going to refer you to record number 3292 on page 930.
Okay.
That's another Chase login, isn't it?
He's already he's logged in from earlier, so it's the same login.
It's not the same login that's referenced at page 9063195, is it? Because that login occurred on January 7th, correct?
Well, if you go back through 31, oh, I see the date change. Yep, it goes all the preceding ones are also Chase from the 7th and then the 8th.
So the reference specific to page 930, record 3292, that's a Chase login that occurred the next day on January 8th, correct?
Yes, that's true.
And that's at 3:02 a.m., correct?
Yes, it is.
So what you saw in this MacBook data was multiple logins on the Chase account, correct?
Yes.
And they spanned many days during this period that you examined it, 12/25/2022, up to and including January 8th of 2023, correct?
Yes.
So there were many Chase logins apart and aside from the Chase login that you testified to on direct examination yesterday that occurred on December 27th of 2022, correct?
Yes.
You'd also note, and I'll focus your attention on page 948 at record 3362.
Okay.
That involves a login to a Fidelity account, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And that login occurred at 7:04:21.
Yes.
So there are multiple logins involving financial institutions within that MacBook data that is contained in Exhibit 79, correct?
Yes.
And as you sit here today, you cannot tell this jury how many times there was a Chase login on this MacBook between 12/25/2022 and January 8th of 2023.
Unless I see the last visited count or I go through and hand count them, then no.
And the same question, you can't tell us how many times the Fidelity account was logged into between December 25th, 2022 and January 8th of 2023.
That's correct.
And of course, you didn't examine any data on the MacBook prior to December 25th, 2022, so you have no idea how many times Mr. Walsh or anyone else logged into the Chase account prior to December 25th of 2022.
Yes.
I want to focus your attention to page 279 through 280 and record 1029 that is referenced on 279.
All right. Okay.
Do you have that in front of you?
Yes, sir.
That was a Google search that occurred at 9:37:07, correct?
Record 1029? Yes.
And that occurred, once again, on 12/27, this 12/27 date that we keep hearing about, correct?
Yes.
That search and those results had to do with Porsches, didn't it?
Yes.
Had to do with someone searching for Porsche cars, correct?
Yeah, it looks like it says 911 Porsche 2009 for sale.
And one of those searches involved a Porsche for sale in Cohasset, didn't it?
I don't know. I can look. Oh, I see it. Yep.
That's a yes?
Car Gurus, yes.
Okay. That search that I just asked you about, that occurred on 12/27, that search happened right after those Chase searches that occurred on 12/27, didn't it?
Yes.
And that Porsche search at 279, 280, and the other searches thereafter, they occurred right after those searches that you referenced yesterday to the jury about divorce, correct?
Believe so.
I'm going to focus your attention now to page 2.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
They did. I just went back. I saw it.
I'm going to focus you now to page 234, record 863.
2, 3. Okay.
That is a search that occurred on 12/27, once again, and it occurred around 8/23/13, correct?
I have 82308, but yep.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you to go forward to record 870 and ask you to look at those records that run from 863 to 870. They all involve searching for a diamond ring, don't they?
Yes.
And one of the specific queries is a 4-carat diamond, correct?
Yes.
And there's a specific reference in the search at page 236, record 870, that it references BlueNile.com diamonds, correct?
That's correct.
These searches that you just testified to regarding searching for diamonds, they occurred just before the searches that you told us about regarding the divorces yesterday, correct?
Yes.
Talking about those divorce searches now, the divorce searches that occurred on 12/27, they start actually with a search at page 240, record 887, and the search involves Katie Holmes' divorce.
Yes.
Katie Holmes is an actress, do you know?
Yes.
And so that is the first search that appears on 12/27 that includes the term divorce, correct?
Let's see. I believe so.
And then there's the searches that we talked about, you talked about yesterday on direct. And it's fair to say, isn't it, that those searches regarding divorce you testified to ran from page 241, record 891, to page 258, record 948.
Is that the question? Did I?
Yes.
Yes.
And you characterized them yesterday when asked by the Commonwealth. How do you characterize the nature of those searches? All showing divorce advice. Your words, correct?
Not gonna lie, I forget what I said, but I believe so.
Okay. So it's fair to say that if they ran from 8:33 to 8:54, that'd be a total of 21 minutes, correct?
Yes.
That's 21 minutes of looking at divorce, as you characterized it, divorce advice, and over 15 days of data that you extracted from the MacBook, correct?
Yes.
And these divorce searches, once again, they occurred after the diamond searches, right after them, didn't they?
Yes.
And they occurred before the Porsche searches, didn't they?
Yes.
And these searches occurred before the Chase searches that you testified to.
Yes.
So on 12/27, that extracted data from the MacBook shows that all right around the same time there was a Chase login, correct?
Yes.
Looks like someone was shopping for a diamond ring or a diamond, correct?
I don't know if they were shopping for it, but they were looking at it.
And somebody was looking at Porsches for sale, correct?
That's correct.
And there was no divorce-related searches that occurred in the data you looked at from 12/25 up to and including up to the 12/27 divorce searches you told us about.
Not that I saw.
It's fair to characterize these searches that you testified to yesterday, that they began at 4:52, and sometimes the searches only seem to last no more than a minute or two.
I can't speak to the time frame for all of them because I don't have them all memorized, but I know some were short, some were not.
But in fact, if someone reviewed Exhibit 79 carefully and looked at the data would reveal how long and how short some of these searches went from one search query to the next, correct?
Yes, that's true.
And it would also show that during these searches that were being conducted, that at times the software, the browser, would then redirect and send the user to someplace else, and then a new search would be conducted, correct?
Again, I don't remember being all that many, but yes, that could happen.
And there are searches that include searches of what detergent to use to clean up, correct?
Clean up what?
Clean up a wood floor? You recall that? If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah. I remember having something else in that search string, but I don't remember just how to clean wood floors.
Okay. Do you remember, as you said here today, anything about searches for concrete floors?
Yes.
Okay. All of these searches, they go on not just for one day. These searches go on for at least 3 days, don't they?
I believe they go from the 1st to the 4th.
Okay. And on January 3rd, there are searches about how to deal with smells and odors from a decomposing body, isn't there?
Yes.
And those searches about how to deal with an odor, they don't even begin until January 3rd, do they? If you know, if you don't, that's fine.
I thought on the 1st there was one how long it takes for a body to start smelling.
But not how to, that's correct,
Yeah,
but
but
not how to clean it up.
That's correct.
And not how to mask the smell or anything of the sort.
No, there is January 1st, 4:58. How long does a body stop smelling?
But not how to mask it, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And not how to clean it up.
I'm not seeing that.
You're not seeing it.
I'm not seeing it. I'm just seeing the beginning ones that I've already talked about.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Redirect.
Very, very briefly.
79.
If we could just put up Exhibit 79, page 593, just to clear up one thing. Record 2171. If you could just read that title, please, Trooper.
Yep. It says your spouse is missing and you want a divorce / hello divorce.
And what is the date and time for that?
January 1st, 2023, 10:49 a.m.
So that is after 12/27 of 22, is that right?
Yes.
Thank you. And Trooper, you talked about on cross-examination, you were asked about devices that you received on January 6th of 2023 by Mr. Walsh. Did you receive the MacBook?
No, I did not.
You received, what did you receive?
The iPhone 13 mini and 2 iPads, iPad 6 and iPad 6 mini.
And did those have hard drives like a laptop?
No, they have memory chips similar to the MacBooks, but not like a PC hard drive.
And did you find at the search warrant a PC or a laptop with a traditional hard drive?
No.
And did you search the house for a traditional laptop or a PC?
Yes, I did.
One moment. Thank you.
Any recross?
No.
The witness may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Commonwealth would call William Foley.
Just remain standing, face the clerk.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give the possibility.
Step right up here, sir. Just watch your step. Sir. Thank you.
May proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Could you state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, my name is William Foley, Foley.
And where do you work, sir?
I work for U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
What does the U.S. Customs and Border Protection do?
The U.S. Customs and Border Protection inspects arriving merchandise, cargo, and travelers traveling into and out of the United States.
And how long have you been with U.S. Customs and Border Protection?
With U.S. Customs and Border Protection for 13 years.
And what are your responsibilities there?
My responsibilities are mainly to inspect documents of individuals that are traveling into and out of the United States.
Are you familiar, as a result, with a system known as TECS, T-E-C-S?
Yes.
Can you tell us what that is?
Sure. So TECS is a law enforcement tool that basically stores arriving and departing records for individuals that are traveling into and out of the United States.
And who has access to it?
U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
And how are entries in TECS generated?
They're mainly inputted by the airlines when passengers travel internationally on aircraft.
Now, are you familiar with another system called APIS?
Yes.
Can you tell us what that is?
Yes. So APIS stands for Advanced Passenger Information System. It's a system used by the airlines to transmit travel data of passengers traveling into and out of the United States.
And what interaction does that have with TECS?
Once a record is inputted into APIS, it's transmitted to TECS within 72 hours of a traveler's arrival or departure into the United States.
And what would someone who's traveling in or out of the United States need to give in order to have their information go into APIS?
A passport.
And now, what happens if someone has dual citizenship and has two passports?
So the airlines scan whichever passport or record whatever passport is provided to them by the traveler.
And if someone has dual citizenship, would it record still that they're coming or leaving the country?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
So if someone has dual citizenship and they use another country's passport, does it still get recorded into APIS?
Yes.
Okay. Now, sir, you've earlier provided some documentation from TECS that's been stipulated to as Exhibit 82. Your Honor, with the court's permission, the Commonwealth would seek to publish Exhibit 82.
And the description of Exhibit 82 is what?
A two-page TECS document having the name Anna Walsh.
And is it from one of these two systems?
It is from the TECS system by U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
All right. The 2 pages of TECS documents are now admitted into evidence as Exhibit 82.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes. And this is pre-marked as 82? It's okay. We're literally on the same page. So, Mr. Foley, can you see the screen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I'd like you to walk us through this document. The date at the top left-hand corner and time, what is that, sir?
July 8th, 2025.
And underneath that, encounter date start and encounter end date. What are those two dates representing?
Those dates are the travel records from January 1st, 2022 and ending on July 7th, 2025 for pertaining to Anna Walshe.
And what is the date of birth?
Date of birth is April 12th, 1983.
And scrolling down, sir, there's 2 lines of entry with Anna Walsh's name. Can you walk us through what those 2 lines represent?
Sure. So the bottom line shows that Anna Walshe departed the United States on November 23rd, 2022, and returned to the United States on December 7th, 2022.
So on that bottom line, after November 23rd, 2022, there is a UA under carrier code. What's that mean, sir?
That stands for United Airlines.
And what does the O in the next column mean, sir?
That stands for outbound.
And now, sir, it says on board. What is the significance of that?
That shows that the airline confirmed that she was on board the aircraft.
Now, on the top row of data, right above that, what does LH mean under carrier code?
That stands for Lufthansa Airlines.
And what does the I mean, sir?
Inbound.
Now, underneath that, there is a legend. And can you just run through the legend for us as far as what the codes and values are next to them?
Sure. So DUB is Dublin, Ireland. FRA, Frankfurt International Airport in Frankfurt, Germany. BOS is Boston Logan International Airport. And IAD is Dulles International Airport in Washington, D.C.
And, sir, other than those 2 entries, were there any other records of Anna Walshe traveling outside the country from January 1st, 2022 to your July date in 2025?
No, sir.
Nothing further with Mr. Foley, Your Honor.
Any cross?
The records that have been admitted as Exhibit 82, they're not public records, are they?
No, sir.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
The witness may step down. Thank you.
Patrick Reardon.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Commonwealth would call Patrick Reardon.
Right this way, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Sir, could you state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Patrick Reardon, Reardon.
Where do you work, sir?
Cohasset.
And what do you do in Cohasset?
I am a sergeant and a canine handler.
How long have you been? You say sergeant, so I'm assuming Cohasset Police Department.
Yes.
How long have you been with the Cohasset Police Department?
About 18 years.
And how long have you been a sergeant?
About 3 years.
And how long have you been a canine handler?
About 15 years.
And in January of 2023, what was your canine's name?
Einstein.
Now, what type of dog is Einstein?
He's a Belgian Malinois.
And what type of police dog is Einstein?
He's certified as a patrol dog. He tracks. It does area searches, building searches.
What type of training did he go into to be able to track?
So initially he takes myself and him go through a 16-week training with the local sheriff's office. And from there we do a twice-a-month training.
And now, sir, I'd like to ask you some questions about January 5th of 2023. Did you have the opportunity to do a track or an area search with Einstein that day?
I did.
Approximately what time?
About 10:20 in the morning.
And what was the weather like?
It was cool, cloudy.
And where did you conduct this search?
I conducted the search in the front left side, and the rear of the property.
And when you say the property, is that 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
Yes.
Now, sir, what type of search was this?
This was considered an area search.
And what would you call it? Can you tell us what an area search means?
An area search basically means it's not a track, so we don't have a definitive area of where the person would have started. So an area search would just be using the dog to try and pick up a scent of human odor in the area.
Now, Your Honor, if I may, we have stipulated to a series of photographs from Exhibits 83 to 89, and if I could publish the first of those, Exhibit 83.
You may.
Thank you. Ms. Gilman? Sergeant, can you see the image on the screen?
I can.
Is that the general area of the home that you had the opportunity to do your area search of?
It is.
And if we may have Exhibit 84. Now, Sergeant, do you see this image, Exhibit 84?
Yes.
Is the home in Exhibit 84?
Yes.
Now, sir, can you just tell us generally how far the home is set back from Route 3A?
It's about 100 yards.
And just generally looking at Exhibit 84, can you tell us again where you did your search?
So as you look at the home, I started the area search in the front left between the home and 3A on the left-hand side and worked my way back through the area where you can see Peppermint Brook.
Now, if we may have Exhibit 85. Sir, what part of the home is this?
That's the front.
And did you have the opportunity to walk this area with Einstein?
To the left of the driveway, yes.
And if we could have Exhibit 86. Do you recognize this area, sir?
Yes.
And that was also an area you got to walk with Einstein?
Yes.
And Ms. Gilman, could we have, just a little bit out of order, Exhibit 39 from the other day? Do you recognize this area, sir?
Yes.
What is this of the house?
This is the backyard of the home.
What animals were in the backyard of the home when you were doing your search with Einstein?
There was a large German Shepherd in the fenced-in area.
And how was it behaving?
It was barking consistently at us.
And what was Einstein doing during this?
He was fine. He's not dog aggressive, so he continued to work.
And so is that what that other dog would be considered, dog aggressive?
Yes.
And could we have Exhibit 87? Do you recognize this area, sir?
Yes.
Where is this in relation to the home?
It's to the left of the home.
And did you get to walk this with Einstein?
I did.
And then if we could have Exhibit 88? Do you recognize this area, sir?
Yes.
And where was this?
Similar area to the left of the home, towards the back.
And then the final image I want to show you is Exhibit 89. And where is this in relation to the home?
That's in the backyard as well, the gravel path that leads up to the back.
And now, sir, what, if anything, did you find?
We didn't find anything.
And how long did you do that area search with Einstein?
It was approximately 25, 30 minutes.
And did you go inside the fence where the dog was?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because the dog was there and it wouldn't have worked out.
All right. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ross?
No questions.
The witness may step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Commonwealth calls Tom Menino.
Please, officer, affirm the testimony to the
Right this way. There you go.
Good morning. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Thomas Menino, Menino.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm currently employed with JetBlue,
In what capacity?
corporate security manager out of Boston Logan Airport.
Thank you. And how long have you been employed by JetBlue as corporate security?
Just under 2 years.
And what are your responsibilities there?
Security issues at the airport, keeper of the records.
And so as part of your job, you said you are keeper of the records,
Correct.
custodian of the records?
Correct.
Thank you. And does JetBlue Airlines keep records of customers flying on its planes in the normal course of business?
Yes, we do.
And how are your company's records kept?
Electronically.
When are entries made of those records?
As soon as someone purchases a reservation for an airline ticket, that's when we get the record.
Thank you. So as close to a transaction being made as possible?
Correct.
And why are records kept?
Just because we want to know who's flying on us, and if there's any issues with it.
Apologize, Judge, I just can't hear the witness.
Okay, I'm just going to ask the witness, this is a really large courtroom. Lean right into that
sorry.
microphone in a big, bold voice.
Sorry.
Thank you so much. If you could just repeat that answer.
So just so we know who's flying on our airline and that we
just have a record for them.
Thank you. So are your records kept in good faith?
Yes, they are.
And do you have JetBlue records concerning reservations for December 25th of 2022 through January 30th of 2023 for passenger Anna Walshe with a date of birth of April 12, 1983 that you have provided to the Commonwealth?
Yes, we did.
Your Honor, I'd ask now that we enter in, which has already been previously marked as Exhibit 92.
9-2?
9-2.
Presumably, we're going to hear about what 90 and 91 are later?
Yes, we will, Your Honor.
All right. So 92 are the records from JetBlue. They're marked and admitted into evidence.
Thank you very much. I'd also ask that they be published for the jury at this time electronically.
You may.
Do you have a copy of those, sir?
I don't have them with me.
I will bring them right up to you.
Thank you.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Menino, are you familiar with those records?
I am.
Thank you very much. Looking at the reservation on 12/25/22, could you go to that page, Ms. Gilman? Thank you.
Okay.
Where was there a reservation from?
This reservation was from DCA, which is Reagan National Airport, to Boston.
So, and the code for Boston?
BOS.
Thank you. And what time was that reservation for?
It was for 6:30 p.m.
And can you tell if Ms. Walshe took that flight?
No, that flight was refunded.
Okay, so you can tell that she did not take that flight, is that correct?
Correct.
And where do you see that flight was refunded?
Where it says STAT, S-T-A-T, it says RFND.
And what happened to that flight? Do you know? Did that flight go that day?
That flight went, but that was refunded ticket.
Okay. And when was that flight purchased?
Looks like it was issued on December 20th of 2022.
Going to the next record on 12/27. Did Ms. Walshe have a flight on 12/27/22?
Yes.
And where was, from where?
This flight was from Boston to Reagan National Airport.
And what time?
7:30 a.m.
And did she take that flight?
This flight here was booked through JetBlue when it was with the Northeast Alliance. That meant we were dealing with American Airlines. And so this was purchased for an American Airlines ticket. So we don't have record of if she took that flight or not.
And when was that flight purchased?
It was December 20th of 2022.
And where can you see that?
Where it says issued.
And looking at the next page, please. Did Ms. Walshe have a flight on 12/30/22?
Yes, she did.
And from where to where?
That flight was from Reagan International Airport to Boston.
And what time?
That was at 6:30 a.m.
And did she take that flight on December 30th of 2022?
That ticket was used.
And when was that flight purchased?
December 20th of 2022.
And what's the difference, if you know, between created and issued?
Yeah. So it's created. That's when the ticket was created was that date, and it was issued. The ticket was issued on the second date. So yeah, that was created on November 5th of 2022.
And then it was issued?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So created is the day it was purchased?
Correct.
Thank you. Ms. Gilman, if you could just go back to that. Thank you. So created is the day it was purchased?
Correct.
Thank you. And was there a flight on January 3rd of 2023?
That's correct.
And from where to where?
From Boston to Reagan.
And what time?
That would be at 6 a.m.
And Was that flight used? And Ms. Gilman, if you could go down now.
No, that says it was no-show, so it meant that the person did not show up for the flight.
What's the difference between refund and no-show?
So refund is you can cancel your ticket prior to your flight and get your money back. No-show means you just don't show up for the flight.
And looking at the next document, please. Was there a flight reservation for January 13th of 2023?
Yes.
And where was that flight scheduled from?
Reagan International Airport to Boston.
And what time?
6:30 p.m.
And did Ms. Walshe take that flight?
That was a no-show on that flight as well.
And if you could go down, please. And where do you see that?
Right there, it says CMP2. Hold on, just make sure I get the right one. The third, sorry, it's CMP1. It's the lower one.
Thank you. And going back up, when was that?
That was created on November 5th of 2022.
Okay. And looking at 116, did Ms. Walshe have a flight reservation for 116 of 2023?
Yes, she did.
And where was that flight scheduled from?
That was from Boston to Reagan,
And what time was that flight for?
6 a.m.
And did she take that flight?
That was a no-show on that flight.
And when was that flight purchased? Going up, please.
November 5th, 2022.
And Ms. Gilman, could you go up in the record so we could see that, please?
A little bit more.
Go up, please. Thank you. And going to the next document, please. And looking at this document, did Ms. Walshe have a flight reservation for January 27th of 2023?
Yes, she did.
And where was this reservation from?
Reagan International Airport to Boston.
And what time?
6:30 p.m.
And did Ms. Walshe take that flight?
That was a no-show for that flight.
And when was that flight purchased?
That flight was purchased on November 5th, 2022.
And looking at the January 30th, 2022, did she have a flight reservation for that date?
She did.
And where was the reservation from?
Boston to Reagan International Airport.
And what time?
6 a.m.
And did she take that flight?
She did not. No show.
And when was that flight purchased?
On November 5th, 2022.
And the final page, please. And what is this document showing, Mr. Menino?
These are just flights that we had scheduled for, it looks, December 23rd, 2022, December 24th, 2022, December 25th, December 30th, 2022, and January 1st, 2023.
And so that shows whether or not the flight went or was canceled?
Correct.
And those are only the JetBlue flights, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So this would show the the December 25th of 22 flights, whether they flew or were canceled.
That's correct.
Thank you very much.
Any cross-exam?
No questions, Judge.
The witness may step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
The Commonwealth would call Greg Lawrence.
Please also swear that affirmative testimony is given in my now hearing.
And you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Gregory Lowrance, last name spelled Lowrance.
And where do you work, sir?
The Cohasset Police Department,
And how long have you worked there?
since 2018.
And what are your rank and responsibilities?
Currently, I am a police officer assigned as a school resource officer to the elementary school in town.
And what were your responsibilities in January of 2023?
I was working as a patrol officer.
In what shift were you working on January 4th of 2023?
The 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. shift.
And how were you dressed for that shift?
Regular department uniform.
And where were you dispatched at approximately 11:44 a.m. on January 4th of 2023?
516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway in Cohasset.
Sir, can you keep your voice up, please?
I'm sorry.
Lean right into that microphone.
You can also move that a little closer to you, the microphone, if you want. Now, what was the purpose, what was your purpose of going to 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
I believe it was for a well-being check.
And what did you do upon arrival to that residence?
I exited my cruiser and approached the side door of the residence.
And then what happened?
I was met by the resident of the house, Mr. Brian Walshe.
And where did you meet him?
I was on the door to the right of the main front door.
Okay. And what did he say, if anything, when you arrived?
He wanted to file a missing persons report for his wife.
What was his demeanor?
He was calm, collected.
And was this interaction that you had with him recorded?
It was not.
And did Cohasset Police Department have body-worn cameras at that time?
We did not.
Does Cohasset Police Department have body-worn cameras now?
We do not.
And did he say why he wanted to report his wife missing?
He contacted her workplace, and they had not heard from her, and he had not heard from her in a few days.
What did he tell you about the last time that he had seen her?
It was on January 1st, 2023.
What, if anything else, did he tell you?
That it was the morning between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. Before she took a flight back to Washington, D.C. for work.
And did he tell you where she was taking a flight from?
Logan Airport.
And did he tell you how she got to Logan Airport?
She took an Uber from the residence.
And did he say what he had done to contact her?
He had tried to call and text her, and also was reaching out to friends and coworkers in the D.C. area.
And did he say whether or not this was typical behavior?
It was not.
What did he say about their typical behavior?
When she is away from the family for work, they usually FaceTime frequently, so he can FaceTime with their children.
Officer Lawrence, what did you next do in regard to Mr. Walsh's missing person report?
I returned to my cruiser to go into my cruiser bag and take out a blank NCIC missing persons report form to fill out.
And what is NCIC?
It is the National Crime Information Center, a national database used for law enforcement to get information out to surrounding agencies.
So what kind of information do you need for that?
Just basic biographical information, any personal appearance information, anything that will help locate a missing person.
And were you able to compile information for that form?
Yes.
And at this point, Your Honor, I'd like to put into evidence what's been marked by agreement as Exhibit 93, the NCIC form.
Exhibit 93 is now in evidence, the NCIC form.
Thank you. And before I ask you a question about that, who gave you the information to fill out the form?
Brian Walshe.
Do you recognize Brian Walshe in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you please point him out for the record?
He's right there in a black suit, red tie.
Your Honor, might the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant?
The record will so reflect.
Thank you. Your Honor, I'd like to publish Exhibit 93, the NCIC form.
You may.
Thank you. What did the defendant tell you was the name of his wife?
Anna Walshe.
And what did he say was her date of birth?
April 12th, 1983.
Where did he tell you she was born?
Belgrade.
What information did the defendant tell you about where Anna Walshe lived?
They owned a townhouse in Washington, D.C., which she stayed at when she was down there for work.
Ms. Gilman, if you could go down. And what did he say was the address?
5334 43rd Street, Northwest.
And did he give you the Washington, D.C. and the zip
Yes.
code?
Yes, ma'am.
And did he say what her car was?
Yes.
And what was that?
A 2022 gray Volkswagen Taos.
And did he give you a physical description of her?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And what was that physical description that he gave you?
About 115 pounds in weight, 5'2" height, brown hair, brown eyes.
And did he provide you any information about her phone?
Yes, he supplied me with her cell phone number.
And well, why is the cell phone number important for you?
Then we can conduct a ping of the cell phone to determine its last known location.
And what number did the defendant give you did he also, besides her cell phone, did he also give you his cell phone number?
Yes, he did.
And what number did he give you?
617-939-8646.
And did the defendant tell you what airline Ms. Walsh was going to fly?
He said that she was flying JetBlue.
And why is that information important?
Then we can contact Logan Airport and determine if she boarded any flights for JetBlue that day.
And after obtaining the information from the NCIC form, where did you then go?
I then returned to the Cohasset Police Department.
And I should ask, did you go inside the house at that time?
I did not.
How long were you at the house?
Probably around 20 minutes.
And at some point, did you go back to the house that night?
I did.
And why did you go back to the house that night?
I returned to the residence around 6:30 p.m. For a recorded interview with Sergeant Harrison Schmidt.
I might have one moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
I think so.
Any cross?
Two questions. Had you ever been to that house before?
No, sir.
And you started working at Cohasset in 2018?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Can I see counsel at the side of the bench? The witness may step down. Send you approximately 10 seconds early to your morning break. Have a good break.
All rise to the court, please. Close your notebooks. All in.
Either way. That's actually easy.
Anyone need anything?
No, Your Honor.
Have a good break.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court is back in session. You may be seated.
Commonwealth may call next witness.
Commonwealth calls Seth Fox.
Watch your stuff on me.
All right.
You may proceed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state your full name for the record?
Seth Fox.
And how do you spell your last name?
Fox.
Thank you. Mr. Fox, what is your occupation?
I'm a subpoena compliance specialist with Lyft.
And what is a subpoena compliance specialist?
My job is to intake and respond and review subpoenas that are served to Lyft by law enforcement.
And how long have you done that job?
For 2.5 years.
And how long have you worked for Lyft?
Since 2018.
And what are your, as part of your specific responsibilities, are you a custodian of records for Lyft?
Yes.
And as such, what are your responsibilities as the custodian of records?
To collect, search for and collect records that we are subpoenaed for.
And what entity, when are entities made on business records at Lyft?
At the time they're created.
And why are they made?
For purposes of privacy and security and maintaining data.
And are they made in the normal course of business?
Yes.
And are they made in good faith?
Yes.
What is Lyft?
A technology company that facilitates rideshare pairings between drivers and riders through our Lyft app.
So how does Lyft work?
If you're a rider, you would go in, you would first download the Lyft app and then input your information, name, phone number, payment method, and then you can use the app to request a ride to whatever location you're going to. And it pairs you with the driver in your area.
Is Lyft a paid or free service?
Paid.
Are you familiar with the records that have been requested in this case?
Yes.
And have you previously supplied those records to us?
Yes.
And are these the records for the account information for Anna Walshe with a payment and profile for that user?
Yes.
And did Anna Walshe have an account with Lyft?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm now seeking to admit, which has been previously marked as Exhibit 94, the records of Lyft.
All right, the Lyft records for Anna Walshe are now in evidence as Exhibit 94.
Thank you. May I approach the witness?
You may.
I'm just going to show you these so you can reference them during your testimony.
Thank you.
I'm also going to ask, Your Honor, if they could be published to the jury.
They may be.
Thank you. Ms. Gilman, if we could start with the account. Mr. Fox, when was this account created?
This was created on May 16th of 2022.
And what phone number was associated with the account?
617-599-7966.
And how is the phone number used with Lyft?
It is, the app is through your phone, so you have to download it to your phone, and that phone number is how you create rides or request rides.
And does Lyft keep other information about the account holder's phone?
We keep information such as the IP address at the time the account was created, the phone carrier, and the app version that was used, and the operating system on that phone.
And why is that?
For data purposes, for privacy security.
What kind of phone was used here?
It was a iPhone 14.4.
And who was the carrier?
Verizon.
In addition to keeping that information, do you also keep payment method?
Yes.
Ms. Gilman, I'd ask you to go to the payment document. And can you tell me about the payment method in these records?
It was a Visa card, the last four digits, 5421.
And finally, sir, Ms. Gilman, if you could go to the cover. Were there any rides between December 30th of 2022 and January 8th of 2023 that were used by this rider?
No.
Thank you.
Any cross? The witness may step down. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Commonwealth may call its next witness.
The Commonwealth calls Alyssa Wimmer.
Right this way. Just watch your step for me. Slide this chair. Step right up. No, no, just step right up. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you may proceed.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, my name is Alyssa Wimmer, Wimmer.
And what is your occupation, ma'am?
I work for Uber Technologies.
And what is your title?
I am one of their regional public safety liaisons.
And how long have you worked for Uber Technologies?
Approximately a year and a half.
And always in the same position?
Yes.
And what are your specific responsibilities?
My job is to assist law enforcement within my region, which includes the Northeast United States, with complex or critical safety incidents that have some sort of a nexus to the Uber platform.
And as part of your job, have you been designated as a custodian of records?
Yes.
As such, what are your responsibilities?
I am able to look at requests that law enforcement put through our portal for Uber, locate data that they are requesting, and then produce that data to law enforcement.
And when are entries made on business records at Uber Technologies?
At the time of the event or shortly thereafter.
And why are they made?
In order to maintain our regular course of business.
And are they made in good faith?
Yes.
What is Uber Technologies?
So we're more commonly known as Uber. We are a technology company that facilitates various transportation and delivery services under our platform. So we're probably most commonly known for our rideshare feature, which allows a user to access the Uber application, request a trip with a pickup location and a drop-off location, and then Uber will match that person with the driver, and the driver will transport the individual from point A to point B.
Is Uber a pay or free service?
A paid service.
Are you familiar with the records that have been requested in this case?
Yes.
And did you provide those records previously?
Uber did, yes.
And were those records for account information for 617-599-7966?
Yes.
And did Uber have an account for 617-599-7966?
Yes.
And you have seen those records?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask at this time, those were provided digitally.
Correct.
I'd ask at this time that the records, which have been marked on a thumb drive as Exhibit 95, previously marked, be the next exhibit.
And that's agreed to?
Yes, Your Honor.
The Uber records for the phone number recited are now in evidence as Exhibit 95.
Thank you. And I ask that they be published both for the witness and the jury.
You may do that.
Thank you. I'd ask that we start with response page 2. So why are records based on a phone number for Uber?
Uber does not require individuals to provide legal verification of their identity. So a user can choose whatever display name they want on their account, but we do verify phone number and or email address. So when law enforcement is requesting data from us, we often require a phone number or an email address in order to locate the account.
And what name was associated with this account?
Anna Walshe.
And what email is associated with this account?
It's ANCILI83@yahoo.com.
And was there also a date of birth? at the bottom.
So that date of birth was provided by law enforcement to Uber and as an identifier in order to search for those records. And that date of birth was April 12th of 1983.
And were there, going to the next attachment to the response, please? Were there any rides between December 30th of 2022 and January 8th of 2023?
There were 2 trips taken from that account on December 30th of 2022.
And they were, can you tell us where those were?
Well, columns G and H will tell you where the rider said they wanted to be picked up in GPS coordinates. Columns I and J will tell you where the rider was actually picked up. Columns K and L will tell you where the rider wanted to be dropped off. And columns M and N will tell you where the rider was actually dropped off.
And those are longitude and latitude?
Correct.
And those are GPS coordinates, like if you put into Google Maps or something like that?
Correct.
And can you tell from this about payment method?
Yes. Columns O and P and Q contain information about the credit card that was used to pay for these 2 rides. Column O is going to be the first 6 digits on that credit card number. Column P is going to be the last 4 digits of that credit card number. And then column Q is the expiration date for the credit card.
And can you tell us what columns R, S, and T are?
Yes. Column R is how much the trip costs in United States currency. Column S is the distance of the trip in miles. And column T is going to be the duration of the trip in minutes.
Were any other rides taken besides these 2 rides?
Between the dates that you indicated?
Exactly.
No.
Were any other accounts registered with Uber connected to that phone number, credit card, or email?
I believe there was another account linked to that phone number, but there was no activity on it at all.
And going back to response page 2, where do you see that? Is that somewhere there?
No. I believe this request was also related to information about trips that were taken, and this account had trips on it, whereas I believe there was another account linked to this phone number that was never used, never had any trips on it at all. And
So there were no trips for that date?
Correct.
For those dates?
Correct.
So no information was supplied?
Correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cross.
Cross, Judge.
The witness may step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Commonwealth will call Michael Kenyon.
Right this way, sir. Just watch your step. Right.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm very good, sir. But my first question to you is, what's your name?
Michael Kenyon, Swampscott Police Department.
And can you spell your last name for us?
Yeah, Kenyon.
And, sir, you said Swampscott Police Department. What is your rank there?
I'm an officer.
And how long have you been an officer? How long have you been with the Swampscott Police Department?
Since 2020.
Now, I'd like to ask you some questions about January 9th of 2023. Were you working that day?
Yes.
What time do you think you might have got to dispatch to 330 Paradise Road?
Sometime right around 3 o'clock.
Can you describe 330 Paradise Road for us in Swampscott?
It's an apartment complex on Paradise Road in Swampscott.
And why were you there?
I have been advised by my OIC to go up there and assist some police agencies.
And so
Voice
what?
up, sir, please. Just lean right into that
Oh, yeah,
microphone and keep your voice up.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you pull it right to you, make it. There you go. So when you got there, what did you see?
Multiple police agencies, Mass
There were the Mass State Police CPAC unit was there, Mass Crime Scene, and some representatives from Swampscott CID were there.
And were they near any areas in particular at 330 Paradise Road?
Yes.
What?
They were near the trash compactor and the dumpster.
At this point in time, the Commonwealth would seek to publish what's been previously stipulated to as Exhibits 90 and 91, photographs from 330 Paradise Road.
As agreed, they're now in evidence as 90 and 91.
Ms. Gilman, can we have HAS 6436, which is Exhibit 90? Sir, do you see that?
Yes.
Is that one of the two dumpsters or compactors you had the opportunity to be near at 330 Paradise Road that day?
Yes.
All right. And Ms. Gilman, can we have Exhibit 91, HAS 6469? And sir, do you see this object?
Yes.
Is that what's this compared to the other receptacle you saw?
This is a trash compactor.
And so you get there, you see all these officers, and you see these two objects. What happens next?
The trash compactor and the dumpster are secured on flatbeds.
Okay. And so then what do you do?
I was advised that I was going to lead a caravan from our location to another location.
And so where was the other location you were going to go to?
It was at the time it was JRM, but it's the Republic Trash Services at 300 Forest Street in Peabody.
Okay. Now, so what do you do? You've got this location in Peabody. What happens next?
So I lead the caravan from 330 Paradise Road in Swampscott to the Republic Trash Services at 300 Forest Street in Peabody. Upon arrival, I blocked traffic on Forest Street and allowed the caravan to enter the JRM or the Republic Trash Plant.
And you say the caravan. What was in the caravan?
Caravan was me leading the trash compactor and the dumpster on flatbeds behind me, and then multiple police cruisers being the state or crime scene, and then some Swampscott police unmarked.
And after those cruisers and the dumpster and the compactor went up to the trash spot, what did you do?
Secured the gate and went back to Swampscott to work my shift.
No further questions, John.
Any cross?
Just one.
Witness may step down. Thank you, sir.
No, I just have one question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's my fault. With regards to the Exhibit 91, that trash compactor, do you have any knowledge of whether that had trash in it?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
The witness may step down.
Thank you.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
The Commonwealth calls Sergeant Amy Waterman.
Just watch your stuff from me.
Good morning. And you may proceed.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, Amy Waterman, Waterman.
And how are you employed?
I'm a sergeant with the Massachusetts State Police.
And how were you employed in January of 2023?
I was a trooper assigned to the Massachusetts State Police.
In what unit?
The Violent Fugitive Apprehension Section, which falls under the Division of Investigative Services.
And did you go to 5334 43rd Street Northwest in Washington, D.C. on January 7th of 2023?
Yes, I did.
And who did you go to that location with?
Lieutenant Michael Lopes from the Cohasset Police Department.
And do you remember approximately what time you went there on the 7th of January?
Yeah, it was approximately 11:40 a.m.
And whose home was that?
That was the home of Anna Walshe.
And did you know Anna Walshe?
No, I did not.
And why were you at her home?
We had been sent down to D.C. to search her residence there in regards to a missing person case.
Can you please describe that home?
It was a 3-story brick corner unit. I would call it like a townhouse, brick townhouse.
And was there any security or ring doorbells or anything like that when you got to that home?
No.
And how did you enter the home?
The basement level was a garage, and Lieutenant Lopes was in possession of the key code combination for the door.
To the garage?
Correct.
Okay. And so did you go into the garage?
Yes.
And what observations were made of the garage?
There was several boxes of miscellaneous items, which there was some carpets that were rolled up. There was things you would find in a garage, like a wet vac. No vehicles were found. It was pretty neatly organized.
And were there any other rooms attached to the garage?
There was, through the door, there was a smaller room. I would call it an exercise room. There was a treadmill, a chair, and a couple other items, like a weight bench.
So besides that garage level, what did you do next?
There was an interior door that led to a stairwell that went up to the actual apartment of the townhouse.
And were you able to get through that door?
Yes.
And did you need an additional key or code or anything to get through that?
No.
And so how did you get through that? Was it unlocked for you?
I believe it was, yes.
Okay. And so where did you then go?
We went up a set of stairs that led to what I would call the first floor of the townhouse. It was three residential floors, so we went up to the first floor.
And can you describe that first floor, please, for the jury?
Yes, it was a main kitchen area. There was a restroom in that area, as well as like a living area, like a seating area.
Okay. And what was the condition of the kitchen?
It was very neat and tidy. Nothing really out of place.
Did you look around?
We did.
Was there anything in the fridge?
Yeah, there was some, I don't remember exactly, but there were some food items in the fridge.
And what did you see in the rest of the area of that main floor, you said?
Again, it was neatly put together. There was some miscellaneous personal items that you would typically find in a kitchen or a living area, furniture.
So it was furnished?
Correct.
And so after looking at that kitchen floor, what did you do next?
Once we took a look at that floor, we went up, ascended up the stairs to the second floor.
And when you say we, you're talking about?
Yes, Lieutenant Lopes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was anyone else with you besides?
No, it was just the two of us.
Okay. So after you finished looking at the kitchen, you said you went up to the next floor?
Correct.
And what was and how did you get to the next floor?
We took the stairs up, and there was another interior door that opened up into a larger area.
And what did you see there?
I would describe it as the primary bedroom. Essentially, the whole floor was one big bedroom. There was, off to the left, there was maybe described as like an office area. There was a desk and just a couple sitting chairs. That was to the left as you went in. To the right was the bed, and there was a walk-in closet. And right before the walk-in closet, there was a door to the left, which was a bathroom.
Did you make any observations of the bed?
The bed was made. There was a couple female clothing items that were on the bed.
Did you make any observations of the closet?
The closet was full of clothing, shoes, sunglasses, handbags, miscellaneous things.
Did you make any observations of men's clothing in the closet?
Yes, there was some men's clothing.
And what about the bathroom? Can you describe the bathroom?
Like the rest of the house, it was neat and tidy. There were personal items such as hair products and toothbrushes and soaps and things like that.
Was there another floor?
Yes, there was a third floor.
And how did you get to that floor?
We ascended up the stairs.
And what was on the third floor?
The third floor consisted of another restroom, another bathroom, and there were 3 smaller bedrooms.
And what observations did you make of the 3 smaller bedrooms?
They appeared to be rooms for children, all contained kids' furniture, all very nicely kept and neat. There were various toys and clothing that would tell us that it belonged to the children.
And how were the beds in those rooms?
They were made.
And what size were those beds, if you remember?
I don't recall.
Okay. What was the general condition of the home?
Again, very neat and tidy, well organized.
And in general, did you find any paperwork or anything in the home?
We did.
And where was that generally found?
Mostly in the kitchen.
And did you find Anna Walshe in the home?
No, we did not. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross-exam.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You've used the word neat many times,
Correct.
because that's the way the townhouse
Yes,
was well organized.
correct.
So you said that you found paperwork, documents.
Yes, sir.
You used the word primarily.
So what was the question? Oh, primarily in the kitchen. Yes.
Where in the kitchen? Like,
I don't remember exactly. I believe it was there was a countertop with some shelves underneath it. I believe that's where it was found.
okay, did you, you mentioned what, I thought I heard you say, you mentioned something like a study or a desk or something in one of the, in the.
Yes,
primary
in the
bedroom?
primary bedroom there was a desk.
And did you go through the drawers looking for other documents?
I don't recall if we did or not.
So when you left, did you take all the documents that you found that you thought were significant?
We took some, yes.
Okay. And how did you know what kind of documents to look for, the significance of them?
Based on the address, personal documents for travel was kind of what we were looking for.
Okay. And you said that you saw some men's clothes?
Yes,
And they were in the closet?
yes.
There were no other men's clothes anywhere else that you can recall?
Not that I can recall.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
No, thank you.
The witness may step down. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Your Honor, before we call, could we approach?
Sure.
Thank you.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Commonwealth would call Peter Capizzoli.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony will give the facts and
Right this way, sir. Step up, watch your step. All the way in. A little further. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
And you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I'm going to ask you if you pull that microphone close to you because it's going to amplify your voice and everyone will be able to hear you. Can you state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Peter Capizzoli, Capozzoli.
And, sir, by the way, that is perfect as far as the volume. Are you familiar with Cohasset Imports?
Yes.
What is Cohasset Imports?
It's a used car dealership, sales and service.
And how are you familiar with it?
I'm the owner.
Ms. Gilman, could we have what was entered in today as Exhibit 84? Thank you, Ms. Gilman. Sir, I'm showing you what's been previously marked as Exhibit 84. Do you see at the bottom where it says Cohasset Imports?
Yes.
Now, sir, where is your home in relation to Cohasset Imports?
To the right up the driveway?
And, sir, are you familiar with 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
Yes.
How are you familiar with it?
I own it.
And how long have you owned it?
Since September 2019.
And do you see 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway in relation to this photograph that has Cohasset Imports on it?
Yes, I do.
And can you point it out for us, sir?
Right there?
In the middle, sir?
Right here? Yeah.
I can't see where your finger is.
In the middle, yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Now, sir, is that your primary residence, 516?
No.
What do you do with that property?
I rent it.
And so, sir, are you familiar with the Walshe family?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with the Walshe family?
They were the last tenants that we rented to.
And now, when did you begin renting to the Walshe family?
I believe it was March of 22.
And what was the initial terms of the lease?
The first 6 months, I took less per month, I believe $4,800 a month to have them pay up front.
Yes, sir.
That was something they wanted.
Okay. And so, in how many months was the lease for?
The first one was 6 months.
And did you ever have to have another lease with them?
Yes.
And when was that?
So we extended it for the full $5,000 per month for another 6 months, I believe.
Now, during the course of the Walsh family at 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway, how many times did you have the opportunity to see Anna Walsh?
3 or 4 times.
And how many times would you have the opportunities to see Brian Walsh?
He brought the check every month, so I would see him each month once, and then maybe another 5 or 6 times in between that.
Now, sir, do you see Mr. Walsh here today?
Yes.
Could you identify him with some article of clothing he may be wearing?
A tie with a black jacket.
Your Honor, if the record may reflect that the witnesses identify the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
Sir, as far as any kind of fixed